Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Season 8, Episode 12, the Sunday edition. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Shorts Guy from the highest point, with the greatest view of all of New Jersey, and then cross-continent to the Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. We got Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal, also on the Outlaw channel as well, is what Wimpy would tell me. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as we're on the eve of Festivus. Devils Festivus. There's a game tomorrow. There's a lot of things going on.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me. I think we have to do it post-show. Sorry, everybody out there, but remind me to tell you guys what I got for Christmas from my outlaw friends. It's pretty hysterical.
Awesome.
I don't think we could do it. I don't know how we do it here on air, but I don't know if we do want to keep it PG. At least PG-13. I think this is an NC-17 situation going on here.
Awesome.
So, but it's not the
old Pocket Richard trophy.
Listen, this gift comes from Mr. Knoxville, so it's not the NC-17 you're thinking of.
Scotty, you know what we should do? Yep. We should record afterwards and make it available for $9.99 pay-per-view.
Try to sell.
99.
Oh yeah,
99.
Yeah.
I mean, we were pushing the limits of PG-13 a little bit last night on After Dark. Some of the innuendos that we're throwing around.
Short Scott had a couple of. I thought the old salad references there. Some of them were a little risque, but hey, when it American whiskey, what can you do?
Yeah, well, hey, we were celebrating a Devils victory. I mean, what else could you do?
Exactly.
Sam, now.
How often does Sam have a burrito in his pocket? I mean, come on.
I was just going to say, Sam uttered the now famous phrase, "Buy a burrito, buy a goal." And then he had that burrito in his pocket for the rest of the evening, which I hope Mrs. Wu got that burrito when she got home.
Yeah. Did you give it to her? You were supposed to give it to her. Did you give it to her?
You give it to her. You give it to her, Sam?
You gave her the burrito.
Question. Did you give it to her?
You know what? This is what I did with that bro burrito. So I was like, all right, let me take it. It started to reek, so I wrapped it up, and I went to the men's bathroom. I threw it in there, washed my hands, and then went back. And then before we left, I went back to that bathroom, and I could smell it, like from the hallway going in the bathroom. I could smell that burrito. But I took one for the team.
Yeah.
You know that burrito stand near your parents' seats? Bro burrito?
No,
it's right.
Heck no.
Am I going to have to try that
I do
tomorrow?
not stand very well. I will say this. By the way, next time anybody outside of this podcast sees Sam, you say, "Is that a burrito in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?" So that will be the new greeting of Sam Wu.
And then ask him for a selfie.
And then ask for a selfie.
Why don't you guys say, "Hey, when you see Sam Wu, give him some money." Instead of selfies and all.
Send him $1 in an envelope, and Sam will wish you nothing but the best in his bedroom while he's saying his prayers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how that works, right? $1 a month, and Sam will include you in his prayer service.
Maybe that's a new.
I'm pretty sure by the way, I'm pretty sure my father-in-law fell for that trick one time and was like sending some random person like $1 a month. I'll see him tomorrow. I'll ask him about it.
Why don't you tell us afterwards, and we'll record it, and then people can find out what's happening.
Like the Human Fund for George Costanza when he created the Human Fund. Money for people.
Money for people. If you give me $1, I'll give you a wicked burrito fart. Says Max. You crossed the line, Max. See what you did? You crossed the line.
You ruined everything.
Look. If you pay me $1,000. If you pay me I'll get to that super chat in a sec. But if you pay me $1,000, I'll play hooky at work. And if you want me to crop dust those Rangers fans tomorrow, I will for $1,000 super chat right now.
Mrs. Wu would be so proud.
Yeah.
Mrs. Wu would be so proud.
Yeah.
Don't ask him what he'll do for $5,000. He might wear it depends.
Yeah.
He might wear it depends.
Nintendo Wii says, be sure to leave out milk and cookies this Christmas for Tom Fitz Santa. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he brings us
Santa
the
Claus.
gift of...
It's Santa Claus.
He's talking about Fitzy Claus. But, it's
wait
when he
for
brings
Santa
us
Claus.
the gift. Well, Santa Claus is more tangible because we could see him. Fitzy Claus, maybe he'll bring us a little bit of that Brady Kachuk. But
you're not allowed to
wait
mention
and see
him
on that one.
You're not allowed to mention him.
Aren't you not supposed to mention him?
I'm allowed. No, I am allowed. The restraining order was lifted. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
So we're fine. We're fine.
All right.
As long as I don't mention them in the same, sentences like us, then then we're good. According to the courts.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Real quick before we get into like last night's game and everything else and talk about what the Devils are doing, did you see Markstrom's new helmet? And
yeah.
My God!
Hell yeah! I didn't get to look at his detail yet. I saw it quick. It's awesome though.
Dude, it is sick, and it is about time we got a Devils goaltender that it knows what the assignment is and does it proper. Because the guy he's got painting it is
he's
amazing,
Swedish.
but Markstrom,
he's metal. That's why.
He is metal. He's so metal.
Yeah.
And that helmet is so freaking metal. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Instagram. It's on. I got to look up the artist's name because he's so good. But dude, it looks legit. It is so freaking cool.
Part of it too is Calgary goalies. Calgary goaltenders have a long history of phenomenal goalie helmets as well, and he comes from that lineage of great goalie helmets from the
flame
Calgary
skull that
Flames.
he had there.
That was Kipper. Kippersoft had
but Kippersoft had it, but Markstrom also had it. He also had the flame skull as well.
The Trevor Kidd's helmet was fantastic when he was there. So there's a good history of great goaltending helmets that came out of Calgary, and he just kind of fits that mold, And Kipper was a Finn, so that's not too far off from the Swedes, neighboring country. But man, that helmet. I didn't have time to look at the details of it yet, but from what I saw,
it's rad.
Holy hell, it's so good.
It's rad,
dude. It's
and
so
goalies
cool.
in the last couple of years have really gone to just generic stock. I don't want to say generic stock helmets because they wouldn't have any paint, but just generic team helmets, generic
Jim Craig, everyone.
Just generic stock pads. Like back in the I'm going to sound so old saying this. Back in the mid to late 90s, all the goalies had different sets of pads, and you knew who the goalie was just because of their pads. Brodeur, Wav, Potvin, like they all had something different. Not Kippersoft, Trevor Kidd. They've gone away from that, and I'd like to see more of that. I mean, Dell was all about the custom gear.
Oh, Dell was
like,
sick.
All out.
His
And I
setup was
still
sick.
have not
His
yet
setup
seen
was
that
sick.
set for sale, and I'm buying it when I do see it for sale.
I actually
Have you
like
seen-
the fact that Markstrom has like this crazy, wild, artistic, original stuff, and then Jake Allen's is like that,
Just
simple
1970s graphic design.
But their personalities,
simple.
probably.
It's
their personalities. It works.
Yeah.
It's done like in the style of Marty's old Flames, though, on the mask. So it's like you got one, it's so artistic and original and just, crushes. And then you have this one, and it's just so traditional, And I love the fact, I know it's stupid, but I love the fact that he's got a home and away mask.
I was just about to say the same
I love
thing.
that too.
I love that.
That
And
white
the white
mask,
ones, I actually like the white better than the other
Me
ones.
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
white one.
Because we're not used to seeing that white mask. Everything is usually black or red or some. It's colored. Like you don't really see a white mask that much anymore. So to see that, it looks so retro and old school. Like, and those flames just pop on the side with that white mask, man. I love that we have the best of both worlds with those goalie masks.
That is so true. I do have to give a shout out to Vasilevsky's helmet that's color changing. That is dope.
I've seen that real
the
quick.
one that
that's awesome too.
Oh, dude, that's another one that like it once it gets cold, it like change. It's like those oh my god, what the hell were they called when we were kids? You had the mittens.
Freeze,
and like you go
freaky
outside.
freezies.
Freaky freezy. Yes.
Why is there two of me? What's going on here?
Double the pleasure.
Sam Woo's drunk on cookies and milk already. There's two of me. Where's Shorts Guy?
Double the pleasure, double the fun. There he is. But now Shorts Guy's muted for.
Oh, there he is.
All right, good.
Sam, there he is.
Oh, hey, good. No, man. Sam
Omar won't return due to upper body ailment.
Oh, that's not good. And
That's
Max
not good.
just put.
But
Max,
you know what that
Max
means?
just put in the chat that Capo Caco has scored in his second game with the Kraken.
Oh, he's gonna rip it up now.
He's gonna be an absolute beast because he's not gonna feel the pressure of New York City. He's not gonna have the pressure of like that number 2 overall pick. The fact that he went to the Rangers, I feel like, is going to be one of the best things that's going to happen. And guess when he's an RFA or he's a UFA this year, I believe. He's either a UFA or this year or next year. How funny would it be if Fitzgerald swooped in? I wouldn't mind Kakko. I mean, like, could he reach potential in the Seattle market? Yeah, sure. But it would be hilarious if he found himself out there, comes back to the East Coast, and just we get him and he lights it up over here. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Ranger fans
I think it's hilarious that people used to say that he was the better pick over Jack.
Well,
remember how many of them cheered?
The video of that has been circulating since his trade. Of MSG losing their minds when we selected Jack, and then that left Kakko on the board for them, and that was that's been making the rounds.
There probably is a lot of pressure on that kid though. Like, not only did he go, there was all that, but like Jack Hughes is, we all know he's a couple steps above where Kakko is, but also the fact that Jack is playing against for your arch rival and everything, that probably had a. I almost feel bad for him, having to go through that.
Well, yeah, and he wasn't with an organization that was going to treat him properly as a younger player. And they weren't going to put him in a place to succeed. They never did. Yeah, and that's the result of that.
And it goes along with like what's going on right now with the Devils and like the trust. Stefan Nason had an awesome quote the other day. He said, I don't know if I read it. It might have been today where I read it, or it might have been a couple days ago. Either way, he said something along the lines of like, I didn't have these opportunities in Carolina, and Sheldon Keefe trusts me. So look at what I'm doing. And you look at the success that he's having this year. You look at the success that Nico Hischier's taken. I mean, he's taken a huge step. That game in Pittsburgh, like against Pittsburgh last night, I feel like Nico
shutout.
A shutout. 12. First of all, we'll get to that because 12 shots on goal. We'll get to this trend that they're on right now, and the powerhouse of Siegenthaler and Kovacevic, which I saw this amazing clip of them just basically physically abusing Bunting in front of the net, and it was hilarious. But going back to Nico, like Nico is becoming a next tier player. Nico was always good. Nico was always going to be good for X amount of goals, X amount of points a year. He was always going to be that really good two-way player in the Selke talk, all that kind of stuff. But he is really, really stepped up like a notch above where he is.
Sam Wu, if I could say something here real quick.
Oh, yeah. Getting back to Kakko, I have a different...
Can I say something real quick?
What's that?
No. Sam, can I say...
Sam,
can I say...
I'm surprised he didn't mute you. See, I would have got muted. I would have got muted and been like, wow.
For those listening, Sam has been texting in our group chat. Can I make a point? Can I make a point? Can I make a point?
I gotta make a point. Change. Sorry, I didn't look down at my phone, but we were talking about the cap. Listen, we're talking about the cap for good reason. He's been playing lights out. But Sam, go make it.
Sam, come on back.
Sam,
Take a bite of the burrito.
Come on, Sam.
Come on back. Let's hear what you have to say.
Talk about
Take
that
out your
Kako.
pocket. Now he's not gonna come back.
No.
Come on,
no.
Sam.
No.
Sammy Claus,
Come on,
come
Sam.
back.
It's okay.
Come
We
on.
want to hear about all that.
Come on,
We won't want to hear about the Kako.
Come on.
Tell us about the Kako.
Oh,
Come on back.
He gone, man. He
boy.
gone.
he's gone.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
there
back!
he is.
no!
Whoa! Hey! All right.
Go ahead, Sam.
I'm too afraid to go now. You gonna make fun of me?
I wasn't making fun of you. I was just trying to pull a little prank on you. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's like when you're talking to someone on the phone. You're like, "Hey, one more thing," and then you hang.
And then you hang up, or you say, "Hey, what sound does a pen make?" And you hang up. Click. Get it?
Great story,
Try it,
Scotty.
Nick.
I just
Try it
muted
next
you because I felt like I'm on a prank you. All right.
Let's go. Let's hear your point.
Let's go.
Boom. Let's
All
go.
right. I felt at the time when Hughes and Kako, whatever you say his name, I thought the pressure was on him more than Hughes, even though Hughes had the first overall, because they said he was NHL ready. And
Been playing with men. Wasn't that the quote? Playing
Yeah,
with men?
it was
Oh,
all
yeah.
about
Yeah.
he is ready to go. Like he's a turnkey solution to their problems. And I thought that was very unfair. Very, very unfair. And he was bigger, stronger, all that kind of stuff. And that's the only, point I want to make. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
but
fair
you're
point.
not-
Like it's something that a lot of people I don't think thought about, because there was a lot of pressure on Jack to perform and be this superstar out of nowhere, and we had to be patient with it. But yeah. They weren't. They were expecting. I think they were expecting talent levels that may not really, are really not there. I think he'd be a good third liner, but he's not a top line type of player. But I think he can make a solid third line player who maybe bounces up, every now and then. But he seems like he would be a solid third line player to get maybe like in the teens, high teens goals, year in, year out.
It was, Jack didn't have the pressure that Kako did. There's not a lot of pressure here in Jersey versus New York, and that's a lot of it too. Jack was able to come here and develop. It was also Jack also was around. He came into a situation where there's a lot more younger players as well. That were allowed to grow together, which I think is really good too.
Max has a pushed into the deep end with no floaties.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, but I think Shirts guy, I think you nailed on something right there that's really important, because you had Nico Hischier, who was still 2 years above him. You had Jesper Bratt, who was still young. So that core that the Devils have now, they were allowed to grow up together, and that makes a huge difference in the chemistry of this team. Let me tell you this, like reading the quotes that are coming out of the locker room, and yes, they're winning, so that helps, but the chemistry of this team is through the roof. The new guys that have come in have not only solidified it and bought into this team, but the way they talk about each other, the way Nason was another, Stefan Nason might be one of my favorite redos we've ever had.
Rehires.
Dude has come. He's come back a completely different person, and not only that,
Bryn University.
Well, 1000%, but not just that. Like he's come back and so he had a quote about Markstrom about saying, Markstrom didn't have to make a ton of saves, but essentially made the right saves when we needed it in a calm way.
Crosby.
And was able to break us out, and that's the thing too. It's you see Markstrom starting to I don't know if it's feel comfortable, because in the beginning of the season, say what you will, he was having a couple of games where
it's feeling comfortable with your defensive core in front of you with these new guys. You don't know how well you don't know how they play. you know what they're supposed to do. They know what they're supposed to do, but are they going to always just hit the mark at the time? You know, it's not always going to be. They're going to have to grow, and he's going to have to grow. You have to get used to it. It's whenever you're playing. I've done this filling in for teams. When you're not used to what the team does in front of you, it takes time to figure that out. So, yeah, he's getting comfortable with this team. This team is getting comfortable with him. They're also wanting to know what he's going to do. Is he going to freeze the puck, or is he going to take that puck and is he going to play it out for, a potential breakout pass? Like, these are the things you can practice all you want, but when it comes to a game situation, it's completely different. So, yeah, he is feeling more comfortable. And they are with him. And everyone's feeling more comfortable.
Yeah.
And to kind of go back to what I was saying before, not only did Jack have, that ability to grow with this core had we're going to look back at it as a lot of growth, but this core was allowed to fail together and to learn from those failures. There's no, failure in New York is a disaster, and we're getting to watch it, and it's quite entertaining. They were allowed to fail. This core was allowed to fail, and they just kept going with the process. It wasn't, oh my gosh, we're failing. Let's blow it all up. Let's completely ditch everybody. Let's throw players under the bus. Like, we had none of that. It was, okay, you guys are failing. Learn from your failures. Let's build from it and go. So that's the other key thing, too. They were allowed to fail together. Which is failure is your best teacher.
But do you give Lindy Ruff any sort of? I know a lot of people hate on Lindy Ruff, and I know some people out there will be like, "Oh, don't mention that name anymore." But you have to give him credit in the sense that you said something, right on point. Again, is they were able to fail, but they weren't able to fail where it was like, well, he sucks and it's his fault, and the goaltending. Like, yeah, once in a while you could hear it and you could feel it, but it was never able to simmer.
Out and out blaming, pointing fingers.
So
that eats your team alive.
Yes, of course. I mean, you look at the New York Giants. Look at how terrible that locker room is. Look at the New York Jets. You look at the New York Rangers. Like, you look at like what's happening, and like when a room becomes toxic, it can not only derail everything, not just for this year, but for years in the future. But it could also it could destroy careers. It could take guys out of a career path that they could be excelling at. And it felt like Lindy might have been, even though exactly. And like we most of us might not want to admit this, Lindy might have been the perfect coach for this team up until when he had to leave. And then Sheldon Keefe was able to take what was left with the new pieces and put it all together and be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, maybe Lindy wasn't as bad as we thought he was because of the development of the players, especially mentally.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he did a good job with this young team. I mean, developing them. Obviously the system didn't work after a while. But don't forget, the Devils had their, technically their best season ever, under Lindy Ruff.
Yeah,
so
100%.
he did his job. You know what it kind of almost reminds me of? It's like Buck Showalter and then Joe Torre comes in and wins the World Series.
Yes. Oh my God. As a Yankee fan,
It's kind of similar in that sense. And that's fine. I mean, it was just time to move on. Like, the Devils needed to learn how to also play defense and everything else. But I don't think Lindy was horrible. Yeah, he frustrated us by the end, and we were all calling for him to go because we saw the writing on the wall. But for a while, it worked out pretty well for the time being. And I do believe that team, even though maybe it wasn't, I mean, last year also the injuries and everything else, but that team, they liked him. They looked at him as like old Uncle Lindy, like they played for him. They played hard for him. Like Grandpa
Pappy behind the bench.
Pappy there.
Well,
like they played hard for them, and they all talked like how much they enjoyed, Lindy and everything like that. Blah, 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 blah. There was never any. I feel like there wasn't any like, we need to get rid of the coach. I don't know. Ask the coaching staff. I don't feel like there was ever really like comments like that. They always talked very positively about Lindy Ruff. So I think, like you're saying, I think he did a good job.
Yeah,
but when it was time to go, it was time to go.
It was definitely time for him to go.
Gotta go.
And because I think he taught them all he could, and he was good for their development. He taught them all they could, and then it was
got stale.
Yeah, the message got stale, I want to say Burnett was a big deal. A big part of that message being successful the season that he was successful there. But I think he taught them what they needed to be taught from him. And then he was, it was time to move on. And now he's in Buffalo, and Buffalo's not looking all that fantastic, but they're another young team. So they could potentially be going through what we just did, where Lindy Ruff is teaching them. He may just be like the stopgap guy and teaching players how to be players, but not being able to take those players and to coach them to victory. Like he's basically the setup guy.
Yeah. And Sam Wu,
perfect.
Yeah.
And not only the young guys, but Sam Wu made this point on Devils After Dark the other day. Look at what Sheldon Keefe is doing with Palat now. We all have been like, why is this guy getting paid $6 million? Can we trade him, please? How can we get rid of him?
Every time I'm at a game, I yell, "Oh, there's this $6 million man!" Every time he takes a shot. So yeah.
But look at what he's doing these past, few weeks. Now that we're getting to almost the midpoint of the season, he's starting to get into that form. He's figured out how to play with Jesper and Jack. And I think a lot of that is Sheldon Keefe has put him in the right positions for that. I don't think he's trying to just be Mr. Offense and blah, blah. Now he's just kind of out there creating space, and Jack and Jesper will find him. It's not like he's trying to get open all over. They're good enough to make the magic happen. Palat, just go crash the net, get to the front, get those pucks behind the net, those board battles. They'll find you once you peel off, So I think that's part of the game plan, though, that Keefe brings that Lindy didn't have.
So we talked about Palat specifically on that line on Game Day Live a couple games ago, and Vinny was all about why not knowing why Palat was there, and I pointed to that Jesper Bratt goal. That all started with Palat being defensively sound on the blue line, which led to the pass to Jack, which led to the pass to Bratt. So Palat's new role is not the $6 million scorer, but the $6 million defensive assurance for Jack and Jesper to go do what Jack and Jesper are going to do. That's coming from, Sheldon Keefe probably said, listen, here's the deal. You're now a veteran, and your responsibility is going to be a little bit more defensive, more of like I don't want to say a John Madden type of role, but that defensive minded forward role, and he's going to chip in goals here and there, but ultimately Pally is there to play the defensive
clean up
role.
The boards. He's the guy that's going to go get in the dirty corners. And so, first of all, I want to say
he's put up some points the past 2 or 3 weeks too.
And I'll tell you what, I brought that up, and Vinny was like, "Holy crap, I've just changed my mind because of what you said." Like, I actually changed Vinny's mind, which
he's still overpaid, but at least he's still overpaid. Well,
but his
like that to be more like $3 million,
Yeah.
I just realized my kid put a candy cane in my back pocket. I was like, "What the heck am I sitting on?
Is it all melty?"
All right.
It's not a burrito. Broken. Dude, it's so cold in here. There's no way that could. It's not a burrito. It's a candy cane. I will say this. I like that South Fork Sasquatch said, "Sam, wait, hold off on that Palat jersey." Yeah, Palat has been. He's been one of those guys that. He's been one of those guys that
jerseys does Sam have in his queue now? He's got Siegenthaler. He's got Palat. Who else does he have in his queue?
Get
Brooke
the Siegenthaler one out of there.
Jake Allen jersey. He didn't like that one. Brooke Amanda's willing to buy him the Jake Allen jersey.
The Jake Allen.
Yeah.
Jake Allen had a rough game, but at the same time, he's coming back from. He's probably not 100%, and he's probably just pushing himself just because he won.
Too.
Yeah, and it was just one of those stupid games. That's what the Devils tend to do. Sometimes they play down to other teams when they shouldn't.
They kicked it in the third period, but first and second.
Exactly.
First was really bad. Second was okay. Third is oh, hello. You guys decided.
You guys suck, and we're better than you. Yeah.
this afternoon game is going on here, and you finally woke up. Okay, hello. Nice to
That's
meet
like when they
you,
played San
Devils.
Jose. It's like, yeah, Mackenzie Blackwood stood on his head, but at the same time, like the last couple of years, and it leaked into this year. They've giving up the first goal has leaked into this year a little bit, and playing down to teams that they should destroy has leaked into this season too. And listen, that's something that's correctable. Like that's coaching. Like as this team matures, they're going to get into those games, and Sheldon Keefe will be like, go and kick their ass because you know we can kick their ass. Like, don't sit here and play with them. You're not a cat. They're not a mouse. Don't sit there and play with them because they'll run away. They'll grab a couple of goals. The next thing you know, we're chasing the boards. Like, just go out there and do what you know you have to do. And that will come.
I also kind of feel like it's a bit of a compliment with these teams. I know we've talked about this before, but these lower card teams coming in, they really get up to play the Devils because they want to use it as a measuring stick. And I always feel like that episode of It's Always Sunny where they're all going to the Italian restaurant and they're like paying tribute, like with the drinks. I feel like it's other teams, trying to pay tribute, because that's where this team is at right now. And they use us as a measuring. So, the Devils have been shut out.
Are playing good against us.
Exactly, because they
want to play their damnedest against us. Because if they play well against us, they can use that come trade deadline.
And we have the big guns, we have the big scorers on this team, and we're really well put together. So I kind of take it as a bit of a compliment, and I'm not as concerned with the shutouts, from the goalies, having these, stand on your head games. I take it more as the, sign a tribute.
Every goalie has a stand on your head game, and if
it happens a lot against us.
Well, and that's because a game against a better team like that, as a goalie going into it, it's like that your job is to do all you can do against that team, and you want to prove that you are good enough to stop all of the best shooters. I mean, I played against my friends in a game a season or two ago, and shut them out because I just wanted to shut them out. Because I wanted to just stick it to them and say, "Hey, you guys couldn't score on me."
Mm-hmm.
It's just what you want to do. And then I walked into their locker room after the game, and I pulled the little Simpsons
Pants
thing
down.
from when Homer. Well, no, from the episode where Homer bowled the perfect game. I walked into their locker room, and I just made the motion like I was throwing a bowling ball, and I was like, "Did somebody say a perfect game?" And they all looked at me and told me to get the F out of the locker room.
That's funny. Hey, Corbin, by the way, I already said the Brady thing, but if you didn't get it, here's to the trade deadline fastly approaching, and the fact that Omar just got hurt. Guess who's going to be deeper in the basement? Is that one Brady Tkachuk led Senators team? I'm telling you, dude. Listen. I love this. I love the makeup and the chemistry of this Devils team right now, and I wouldn't want to change anything really outside of we're so close to the cap too. Like, there's not a lot that we can do, but if you can figure out a way, and Palat's value might have gone up a little bit. If there is a way to make that happen, you make that happen. You make that happen. Just saying, and for the billionth time, make it happen.
And I want to thank the South Fork Sasquatch over here for starting a new conspiracy theory that obviously the players listen to this show, with great passion.
They do,
and when they hear that their jersey is in the Sam Wu queue, they step it up. They step it up.
Yep.
They know what happens if that purchase goes through. Look at the Marino. Yep. It's a hanging reminder.
The word. That's probably Paul Marino's doing. Paul Marino probably said, "Hey, listen, here's the deal. Sam Wu bought a jersey for old Johnny, and he got traded. So I'd be careful."
You got to do it with the Boston accent. You got to do it with the Boston accent.
First you got this freaking guy bought my son's jersey, and now they freaking shipped him to Utah. That's the worst.
I'd have put John in the car.
I had to put him in the car. He farted. I told him, John, why you farting in the car? Just get in the car. We got to go to Utah. Go.
Go jump in the harbor, John.
Speaking of that,
But have a
cannot
cookie
wait to
first.
go to
Harvard?
Utah.
Hey,
I
smart
cannot
boy,
wait
you
to
go
go
to
to
Harvard?
Utah.
Oh, yeah. Utah's going to be great.
Oh,
I got a number. How about those apples? That's what he said. That's what he said when you go. I went to Utah. How about those apples? And we're like, John, that's not something to brag about. Anyways. So, former friend of the podcast. Yeah, dude. Like, listen, we need to talk about Monday's game. This 1:00 weird game that's going to happen, and the fact that there's a lot of people that are very convinced that the Devils are going to just absolutely stomp out the Rangers on Monday.
I'd love it.
Yes, of course. And we don't have to worry about one Matthew Dumb Blank Rempe because he got himself an 8-game suspension. It's like, welcome back to the NHL, and that is ours now. We'll see you later.
Well, can he appeal it? Can he appeal it?
I don't know if he can or can't. I wonder
if there's
if
a way
repeat
to
offender
appeal
kind of
it.
thing.
ESPN will make it happen because ESPN wants him in that lineup tomorrow in the worst way because they
So
want
you
to
think
see
McDermott
McDermott
draws
in the
in?
lineup. What's
Yep.
up?
I just said, do you think McDermott draws in if he draws in?
Oh, of course. He better.
Yeah. McDermott is in if Rempe is in that lineup. If there's an appeal, if there's something that allows Rempe to play tomorrow, I don't know what the rules are. If he still can't play while he's appealing, I have no idea.
I thought if you put the appeal in, you could still play, and then
and I guarantee ESPN is writing that appeal for him if they haven't done it already because ESPN wants him in that.
It's gone.
You know,
Oh.
and you know what?
And it's gone.
You know what?
This line is for people who have money with the bank, sir. Please step aside.
And let me look real quick. And it's gone.
It's gone. I love the old grandma's like, what? What happened to my money?
That was Rempe's grandmother. What happened to my Rempe? He's gone.
And
That's all the Ranger fans. All the Ranger fans who are like, he's the next captain. Oh, let the kid play it. Okay,
Watching, reading all of their comments in all of the Rangers Facebook groups
so
about
dumb.
that hit. It's 97% of them are moronic, and 3% of them are like, no, that was a terrible hit, and the rest of them are just like fighting the 3% on that one.
Yeah.
No, man,
love
it
Billy
should have
D.
been a 2-minute. He wasn't trying to hit him. It's not his fault he's tall.
He's
It's not his fault that he's 6'4". This is coming from a guy who's 6'4" as well. They're so stupid.
Okay, here we go.
Meanwhile, that guy's 5'6", and he's like, yeah, I know what he means. Oh, I gotta go eat
Here we
this
go.
pizza. I'll be back.
Rempe can appeal the suspension to Commissioner Gary Bettman. Since suspension is over 6 games, he is also eligible to an appeal to a neutral arbitrator. He did not play in the Rangers' loss Sunday afternoon. So I guess he could still appeal it.
Whatever.
ESPN had that appeal written and ready.
But
to
you know
go.
what, though? If he does, who cares? Who cares? Because Big Mac might be in the lineup if he's there. Kovacevic
this
is
is what
there.
you do.
Dylan is there.
This is what you do.
You send it. Put somebody. Have McDermott just punch him right in the face right off the bat.
No, he's not
Go ahead,
gonna.
Sam.
He's not gonna get close.
I
to
know.
McDermott. He's not
No, he never
because he'll go after someone like he did in Dallas. That is honest. That doesn't know he's coming because when it comes to a player that's actually going to step up to him, he's not going to do it.
He is considered a repeat offender apparently now because after the hit last year, the Seagull.
You don't
Oh,
say.
wow. Shocker!
I don't
Say.
Well, I don't know if he's allowed to play during the appeal. I think you're allowed to play while the appeal is going on.
ESPN is
Dude,
writing
that's like
that
watching-
appeal with $100 bills. That appeal is written on $100 bills.
That
But I
repeat
believe
offender
you're-
line is like watching court TV and seeing like a guy who's like, "You're in here for your 10th DUI," and he's got a Budweiser can in his hand.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if the appeal's got a timeline on it, though. It's not like you can appeal it, so far. So I don't know. Maybe if he didn't play today, maybe he just started the suspension and that's that. But I think you have to appeal it like within 24 hours, something like that, or within 48. I'm not sure. If where's Max in the chat? Max knows all the rules.
Because that suspension came down.
Nerd.
Nerd.
Sam, do you know?
Sam was
Sam
trying to
just
say
went away.
something, and we aggravated
Sam was
him,
trying to say
and then
something,
and then he
and
left.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I was
Sam's
like reading
that
and
fed up
talking
teacher
at the
that
same
just
time.
has had enough of us.
Yeah.
Sam's like that.
We know how that
teacher's
feels.
just like, I'm done. The
done.
class is yours.
Yeah.
And just walks out the door.
Yeah. Just hands him a lighter and a gallon of gasoline. All right, children, have fun. See you later. I'm going to go out of this room. Hello, Ted.
Oh, there
Sam's
he
back.
is.
Hi, Sam.
Samu is back.
Yo,
Sam's back. Guess who's back? Back again.
Sam is back.
I got
Sam is
an
back.
idea for ESPN to get the best of both worlds here.
What?
How?
Rempe's suspended.
Okay.
He's in the press box.
would-
You put McDermott in that same press box with him.
And like a
Put the
WWE match.
Put the cameras on.
It starts up there. There's like a chair. Oh, my God.
You know what?
By God.
Even better. Even better. You put the two of them in one box, and you put one burrito in the middle of the box.
Two men enter. One man.
I found it, by the way.
Two
He
men
can't. You
enter.
can't play.
One
You
man
can't play while
leaves.
appealing a suspension.
Really?
So
Oh, he can't.
cannot.
So he's gonna.
Well-
He's gonna miss both games. He's gonna miss this game and then the.
No, he's going to miss a whole bunch of them. He's going to miss 8 in total.
No, he'll be back
Well,
by the
he's gonna
9th.
miss. I mean, meaning 2 against the Devils.
No, he'll be back on the
2
9th.
Oh,
men
wow.
enter.
Ooh.
1 man leaves. 2 men.
That might
enter.
be a great Garden Invasion day.
Oh, let McDermott just go nuts.
Mm. Mm.
McDermott, why? What is it doing?
So,
weren't we supposed to
and
do grievances? Grievances?
Oh yeah, but we have time. We have time to get to
okay.
those.
All right. Oh, I think Max put it in the chat over there too. So yeah, you can't play while. I thought you could for some reason, but
you know what? I got an idea. While we're talking, why doesn't those everyone that's watching in the YouTube group put some grievances into the chat and we can read them out loud? While we get to our grievances before we have to head out because it is 9:51. I know we started a little late, but let's start getting some grievances in the chat just so I could get some score predictions in Game Day Live. So
I already know
what
what
do you want to grieve
grievance is.
about?
I don't have a lot, but
Do you want to
I know.
do you want to jump into it? Do you want to just jump into your grievance?
Sure. I know what mine is. It's real quick. My grievance is I want to see McDermott in the lineup more. I think they play when they have that big guy backing them up. I like the way they play, and it's not like the fourth line has been eating up a ton of minutes here and there and everywhere. Like, I don't know. I don't see it as such a major liability. I'd rather have the muscle in the lineup. He doesn't have to play every game, but I didn't mind there when a bunch of people got hurt. I know people were like, "Well, I can't have McDermott in the lineup." I was just like, he's fine. I got no problem with him being in there because the confidence he gives to them in that 6 minutes he's on the ice every night or 7 minutes, like I am 100% fine with that. And every team is looking over their shoulder if they have one questionable hit on any of our players. And I know you got Dylan, you got Cott, and you got these bigger, but Big Mac is something different. And when you know he's stepping out on that ice, you are thinking twice about running any player on the Devils. Does he have to play every game? No. But my grievance is I'd like to see him in the lineup a little bit more. There's not really, I don't know. I can't find too much to complain about here. The Devils have been playing pretty damn well, so that's my grievance.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of grievances out in the chat that are saying like we need to win four games in a row. That'd be nice.
Okay, that's a good one. 4-game win streak hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, John Summers said, when does Lazar come back? Lazar has already come back. Frank
he went back out again.
Yeah, they're
he did
probably
go
shutting
back
him
out.
down
That's right.
after New Year, I believe.
So yeah, I got a lot of problems with you people. So I guess my grievance is going to be this: don't take tomorrow lightly. Go into the building and absolutely smack.
This seems more like a final thought rather than a grievance. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to call. Error on that.
Well, no. Here's the penalty. I didn't get to the grievance. I didn't get to
I'm not gonna put my arm down like in Philadelphia.
The grievance part.
Watch.
I'm putting my arm up.
Mind.
I can smell that from over here. Put that arm down.
That's the type of reffing we get in roller hockey.
You can't be disguising a final thought. Can't be disguising a final thought.
It's not a final thought. Just listen to what I'm saying. My grievance is when we have teams that we play down to, and right now, the Rangers are a team that we could possibly play down to, and I don't want to see them do that. I want them to take this very seriously. Go into the game tomorrow and lay the lumber. If that dump truck is out there, you put McDermott out there. If not, you don't have to. Whatever. Get this team to the point where we don't play down to these bad teams. Like don't lose to San Jose. Don't lose to teams that you shouldn't be losing to.
You can't copy Selecta's grievance. Now you're just copying it because you're.
I didn't see Selecta's grievance. Oh my God, Maron! You know what? I did. Were you listening before? Put your smelly armpit down. I was saying this way before. This is a point that I made way before, my friend.
You're stealing grievances.
Now here's my grievance: is working with people that don't listen. That is my grievance because every time I'm trying to make a good solid point, I got people that don't listen. Whether it's here at home, whether it's here, wherever. Nobody listens. Nobody listens. I'm trying to tell you that. I can just get over here and do something already. I'll tell you what already. Those are my grievances. Anyways.
Well, I'm going to have...
Don't lose the bad
I'm sure I'll have more grievances to air tomorrow around the Festivus poll, which will be live in American Whiskey for the second annual Festivus Let's Go Devils podcast Festivus event in American Whiskey. Come hang out at the Festivus poll and air your grievances there tomorrow in person if you want. I'm sure tomorrow's grievance will be there's too many Blue Ranger jerseys in American Whiskey and the Prudential Center. But my main grievance for this season is that Samu and I both flew to Florida and watched the Devils get shut out. That's a big grievance I have.
That is a big grievance. And you left your shirt on. That's terrible.
Yeah, well. Hey, but I'll tell you what. That was the original walkout because we had nothing positive to look at that day. So we just said, let's go live as we walk out. And that's what we did.
I think I just found some actual couple good grievances here. Sir, the questions asked by the reporters in the locker room after the game. Yeah, that's a pretty good grievance right there because some of those questions are just questionable. They're questionable at best.
That's the Devils media staff asking. Can I pitch this one into you? Did you like the way the jersey
told me to ask you this question? Otherwise, I don't get my paycheck this week.
I like Tom's too. Stop losing to former Devils goaltenders. That's a good one. That's a good grievance. Beer Baron, can you read the South Fork Sasquatch's grievance?
Where is it? I got to scroll.
Now he's got to read.
My grievance is Brady Tkachuk isn't on a team, and I agree. I completely agree. Thank you, South Fork. Me and you, right here, pal. Me and you. We got this. We're going to get that Tkachuk jersey. It's going to look so nice. And I know that the Sens are in a playoff spot right now, according to Dubs. They're in a wild card spot, and they're playing better of lately. But guess what? Allmark is hurt, and they'll go in a dumpster real quick because that's what the Senators do. Mm-hmm. It's not the late 90s and the early 2000s when the Senators were good.
Wimpy's grievance is no more shutouts against the Devils in 2025. Yeah, well, I guess it's more of a hope than a grievance, but his grievance is we've been shut out, basically. Let's see.
Okay.
What else we got? Any other ones? Sam, what do you got for a grievance while we're looking through the rest of the grievances here?
I got a lot.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Hey, maybe there'll be some feats of strength at American Whiskey tomorrow after the game.
Well, yeah.
I was
Who
going
are
to
you
say.
going to wrestle?
Well,
I
was
mean, that's
gonna
the way
say-
Festivus ends. You have to get pinned.
That does end.
Someone's got to pin
Sam and,
Listen,
and Shorts Guy
listen.
wrestle each other.
Listen,
got
I'm
a
not
lot of problems with you people.
Listen, I've been in a lot of questionable situations going to soccer matches. I'm not against a good scrap here and there outside in the
Frank
streets.
Costanza.
I'm up for some feats of strength tomorrow, which could potentially happen.
Kruger, my
Oh,
boss
they don't
says
touch
you're
my
an
finger.
idiot. My kid says you're an idiot.
Listen, there will be. Let's put it this way: there will be feats of strength if any of those damn Ranger fans touch any of our gear tomorrow. There will be feats of strength.
Nah.
Well, guess what? There will be feats of strength because that happens all the time.
Well,
No.
we're gonna have Din
We didn't have-
Diesel follow Rempe around, around
nice.
the arena. So
You know,
we're gonna have to.
Sam, what are
sacrifice
some of your
equipment.
grievances?
Number one, the schedule is inconsiderate because you know what's going to happen, and I've said this.
That's a good
many
one.
times.
You've said this before, yeah.
The ESPN or whoever's announcing the game is going to rip the Devils fans apart for not being loyal to the team and going to the game.
Oh, look at how many Ranger fans are here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're
Because they
gonna
all
hear,
they don't have jobs. That's why. Yeah.
Well, let's see how it plays out first. Let's see
No.
how it plays out.
It's I'm
I thought you
predicting
meant
now.
the schedule in general,
Problems with us.
like with all
No,
the travel
tomorrow.
and all the back-to-backs
No,
already.
well, that too, but it just seems like that 1 p.m. I can't go to the game, right? I know a lot of people can't go to the game.
I can.
Yeah,
Shorts Guy, I got to talk to you about that. By the way, I got them ready for you.
Nice.
Other things that drive me nuts. I guess when Beer Baron and I were getting food poisoning from that Taylor ham in the Prudential Center. All right. Now they call it pork roll right now.
Yeah,
You
I
know-
gotta.
Yeah, now they call it pork roll.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what happened because we got food poisoning from the Taylor ham. They thought, okay, we'll call it pork roll right now. So they made the switch.
Yeah,
I
well,
gotta
that's
agree
what
with
happens
that,
when you get
too.
diarrhea.
Yeah. In all seriousness,
Scotty. Diarrhea will make you change lots of names, Sam. Pork roll, Taylor ham. Yeah, you get the runs. It will make you change it real quick. That wasn't us. That wasn't
How
us.
many weeks in
That's
a
the
row?
old
How
guy.
many weeks in a row has
That's the
this come up
old- the
now?
old
This has come up like every week since that happened.
Yeah, 'cause until I get my gosh dang comeuppance, that's when. That's
Well,
when.
because you know what?
That's
It's
my
because you.
grievance.
That's
I
because you
finally
haven't
found my
called
grievance.
AJ Visco
Diarrhea.
attorney at law. AJ Visco
Yeah,
attorney at
true.
law should be on this case of you and Sam getting food poisoning from the pork roll. Can't even believe I said that
what-
word.
Well,
Prudential
now
Center.
pork
We
roll
need
because
AJ Visco
they don't
attorney
want
at
to
law on the
associate.
case.
They want to be like, have you heard that? Have you guys heard that podcast that talks about diarrhea? We can't call it Taylor ham anymore because they're on to us. If we keep saying Taylor ham, they're not going to buy it.
now
Call
they're
pork
buying.
roll. There's
Now
call
they're buying
pork roll. Those
burritos.
idiots will never know. Call pork roll. Call
Yep,
pork
the
roll.
days
Those
of-
idiots will never know the difference. Guys walking around with a freaking a burrito in his pants, getting diarrhea from the Taylor ham. 5 stars. 5 stars. If anybody knows that reference, by the way, the 5 stars reference, I love you. A bunch of guys walking around here getting diarrhea from sandwiches. A guy walking around with a burrito in his pocket. 5 stars. Great podcast. I'll send it to you guys later.
Oh.
Yeah, so I brought nothing to the table. About the team. I have no value right now. I bring nothing to the table.
funny. It's so funny.
And then it's going to be on Reddit. All those dopes, all they do is shout and just laugh on their podcast.
Yeah,
Because we're
exactly.
having a good time. Called
And
having
Reddit,
fun.
you can suck it. Ugh.
Called having
Yeah,
fun.
all right,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's it. Some of these Reddit users, I have grievances
Oh,
with them.
I'm so sorry, you nerds. Sit in your nerd lair with
Hey,
your nerd fingers typing on your computer. I'm no fun, so
You know
I
what?
gotta make fun of these guys. Mom, give me some ketchup for my sandwich. Bunch of nerds. You can shove it with walnuts for Christmas. You nerds. Take that,
my
Reddit.
grievance is Tom Fitzgerald hasn't listened to Beer Baron and brought Brady Kachuk to this team yet. There's another
Yeah,
grievance.
seriously, what the
Brady
hell?
Kachuk is not
Come
a
on,
devil yet.
Tommy. He's your freaking nephew, for crying out loud. Make it happen already. Just get on the phone with Ottawa. They suck all the time. They're not going to be. Oh, give us a sandwich. We'll send you Brady. He's a good guy. He might mow your lawn.
Give me one of those fancy New Jersey deli sandwiches, huh?
You don't got Taylor ham because I hear that gives you diarrhea. So give me one of those pork rolls.
It's pork roll. Pork roll that messes with your body.
And the guy from Ottawa sounds like that too. Like, oh yeah, we'll give you Brady Kachuk for like a sausage sandwich or something. What are those premio sausages? Oh wait, no, you can't do that either because people almost died.
Yeah,
there was sausages, so.
Yeah, there was Italian sausage mishap too at that arena.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
All the food poisoning we
Italian
get.
sausages.
You know, if there's
So why do I picture the front office of the Ottawa Senators as just Terrence and Phillip?
Yeah.
willing to
Oh,
trade.
hey, friend. Yeah, sounds good. What do you want? You want to get Brady Kachuk? He's a good guy. Well, you can come get him.
It gives you diarrhea. We'll be right there.
We'll be right there. I've been looking for a weight loss program. Oh, it sounds good. Come on, friend. Let's go.
Oh, Terrence, you have diarrhea thoughts.
Shorts guy, when you're at the game, encourage those Rangers fans to get the Taylor ham or pork roll.
Encourage them to eat the pork roll.
And
There'll be
start
too
a
many
your
of them.
team sucks chant. Your team sucks.
There's going to be so many of them there tomorrow. I hate them. I really do. I mean, I love Billy Dean. I love my friend Matt Banky. My cousin's a Ranger fan. We all know Ranger fans growing up in this area.
kidding.
But like I said, 97% of them are morons.
God. You got to defend an elbow. You know what I mean? You got to.
No, it was only a 2 minute. It was 2 minutes.
9 feet tall.
Oh.
9 feet tall is the tallest guy in the universe playing a game on skates, for crying out loud. He's going in elbows high because he doesn't know how to control his arms. You never see Talladega Nights. Don't know what to do with my hands. That's Matt Rempe. Same thing.
I saved some of them.
Fucking bunch of morons.
I will say, everyone in the chat, I swear to bejeebus, I did not send them any edibles. I swear. This is all them on their own.
No, I might have had a couple of beers.
Direct quote from a New York Rangers group, from an admin of the group. Rempe should have gotten 2 minutes for elbowing. That's it. 2 exclamation points. 2 minutes for elbowing. That's
You
it.
got to make it a double
That's
exclamation point because it's like,
Yeah.
the first one's like, yeah, you hear that? And the second one's like, I'm a moron. Like a double exclamation point.
I remember a game back in the old Meadowlands. Wimpy was there. And I remember somebody threw a beer at a Ranger fan, some annoying Ranger fan. And he had the audacity to say, that we were unclassy, whatever. And then he goes, that doesn't happen in the garden. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Yeah. Madison Square Garden, I've been to so many Devils Rangers games. There's always something happening. There's never a time at Madison Square Garden there's nothing happening. That's why I think we need to have this garden invasion.
We do. Yeah. We do.
It's just a matter of when.
Let's see,
All of us have to mortgage our house just to sit up in the nosebleeds,
yeah,
but it'll
pretty
be worth it.
Here we go. Here's another gem from a Ranger fan. Yep. He's a big dude. It's hard to keep anything down. Yes.
Ew,
That's
weird.
called having control
That's
of
weird.
your body.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep anything down. Weird, bro. Why would you say that?
Seriously.
It's so weird.
Here's a good way to get ready,
They're
Kachuk.
all
I think it's
morons.
time to wrap up the show.
Probably
I have grievances
Probably it was
with
like-
morons.
15 minutes ago. Oh, Reddit tomorrow's gonna be like, you hear them?
No.
Well, they
No,
were
I-
they talking about the Rangers for half the show.
I got a good idea. Here. This is how we're going to get Kachuk.
Okay.
Keep talking about it.
Have Rempe hit a player that has a big salary and the LTIR is in the books.
No,
No,
I don't want to do that.
No.
Don't you put that voodoo on me.
No.
Don't you
No.
put that voodoo on the team.
No.
Don't you put anybody on LTIR. Come on, Sam. That's a terrible idea.
yeah, no.
All right, I was just joking around. Thanks for taking it seriously, you idiots. I was just
You
kidding.
came at it with that. You leaned into the camera with that very serious Sam Wu talk. You know, you got it. You can't.
I was
can't do
basically
that.
talking about Palat, like get him on LTIR.
Oh, here we go.
Free up the space.
Oh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Making arguments against the Rempe suspension. It was a charging penalty with a high elbow. A major penalty was a correct call. Should not have been suspended because he's never done anything like this before. Heiskanen was not injured, so therefore it's not a bad hit. The Rangers
I
have a
hate
strong
that.
case with videos of worse hits with no suspension. Yes, but this guy's again.
And you know
repeat
who
offender.
were the worst hits? The worst hits were him from last year.
Him, yeah. Oh wait. This guy also called the NHL now the Ice Capades.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Anyone who says
Okay.
Rempe can't play hockey does not watch games. Here you go. Here's their big selling point. The New York Rangers are 16-4-2 with Rempe. Yes. Oh my gosh, these guys are absolute morons.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. They want the sport to become more like the ballet. Because Rempe got suspended, it's now the ballet. Or ice dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Too long of a suspension. Because he's, never done anything like this before.
Never.
Let's see. Oh, an actual good. Oh, that's bold. Yeah.
If he was
Wow,
that
they're
important,
morons.
his team wouldn't have sent him down to the AHL. So
Yep.
that's all you need to know right there. He only came back up
Yeah.
because they lost other players. So
Because they lost
That's-
the guy that was throwing elbows around like a maniac, and they're like, "We need somebody that's going to throw an elbow."
Oh,
Who's
hold
gonna-
on.
who's gonna fill
Hold
that
on. Here we
void?
go. Here we go. Here we go. PTSD right here. That is a BS decision. The hit wasn't all that bad. How many suspensions has Tom Wilson gotten for dirty hits? Aha! Threw Panarin down like a rag doll. What about Marchand? 8 games, the team and the league are going to destroy him. Just wasn't warranted. Yes, you're right. Oh, man, these guys are morons.
Mm-hmm.
I think they literally
Well-
want to shell-shock the kid to where he won't even hit anybody anymore, which make him completely useless because he's completely useless. Wow. They're absolutely defending this moron. They are morons.
As they do. As they do.
Oh, I
As
can't
they did
believe
with
we have to
Avery.
deal with
As
them.
they did with Avery when he was there. So does it surprise
Which the rumor is apparently Avery's in line to become GM if they get rid of Drury. Boy, will that be a crap show if they do that.
you?
Let him do it.
Oh, wait, is this?
Everything.
Wait, hold on. Is this them living rent free in our heads like Billy Dean claimed today?
No, it's just funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
But shifting gears into final thoughts, I'll say it first because as much fun as we have on the show and as much laughter as we've shared today, I do want to say that I truly appreciate and love my friends that are on this podcast right now. The 3 of you guys, I truly appreciate and love all the fans out there. We are very blessed to be able to do this on a regular basis, and we're very blessed to do this. Or I'm very blessed to be able to do this with 3 guys that I consider some of my best friends, and it's been nothing but a pleasure to do this every Sunday, and looking forward to like going on adventures and doing all these fun things. It's sometimes you sit back and you reflect on life, and you just kind of say to yourself, like, man, even when this team is bad, it gives me an outlet to vent, I guess. But we're very lucky to have each other here. We're very lucky to have all you guys out there. And I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever you celebrate. Happy, Merry everything to you. And wish you nothing but the best in the new year.
That's the most intelligent thing you've said all day.
No, I said something way more intelligent before about diarrhea, but you weren't listening. So
Oh, all right. Scotty?
Yeah, my final thought is I'm gonna change my grievance to the scheduling, because the scheduling has sucked this year for the Devils and it's been a nightmare.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be my final thought, is that even with all of that, this team is looking pretty damn good. And really excited about, tomorrow and the rest of the games in this year before we move into the new year. And yeah, happy holidays to everyone. If you don't celebrate anything, then your day of rest to do nothing because everything else is not going on, or no traffic. That's what I love about Christmas in LA. It's no traffic day.
Nice.
So yeah, happy holidays to everyone, you and your families. Merry, happy, yay. Go Devils.
Yeah.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Shitter was full. There you go.
Oh, you just Grant Marshalled the podcast.
Whoops.
Gotta put the
And you didn't
tag
even
on
know
this
this.
one, Sam.
Yeah,
Just
dang
Grant
it.
Marshalled the podcast right at the very end. My final thought is, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day. All of that. I'm looking very much forward to tomorrow being there at American Whiskey, starting bright and early at 9 a.m., getting some breakfast, hanging out with some friends, both of Devils fans and Rangers fans, and anyone that's coming out. Come on out, say hi, air some grievances around the Festivus poll. Let's have a good time tomorrow. And I'd like to give a birthday shout out to the daughter of Brooke Amanda, who's a big supporter of the podcast. Happy birthday to Melina. They're celebrating in the city. So happy birthday, Melina. Enjoy the day, both tonight. Enjoy your night tonight. Enjoy your day tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Very nice. My final thought. I know it's Devils Rangers. It's a rivalry. It's Festivus. It's right before Christmas, Hanukkah. But the real work and the real battle starts against the Carolina Hurricanes, the back-to-back home.
Mm-hmm.
This is a heck of a
Friday,
week.
Saturday.
Yeah, this is a heck of
Yeah.
a week. You got to take care of business tomorrow.
A lot of Metro points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care of
point.
business
Big time.
tomorrow. And then and after Christmas break and then play resumes, you got a Friday, Saturday, and we'll be there Friday at American Whiskey. And then you've got the Hurricanes down in Raleigh, which I call South Jersey. And I think that's the big test, and then they go on the West Coast trip. You got to beat the Rangers. Forget about the rivalry. You got to beat the Rangers to get those 2 points because they're struggling right now. Take advantage of it. Move on. You've got bigger and better things to do. So that's all I really have to say.
That's a good. This team is above that other stuff.
Yeah.
You guys really are. So take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good point. Besides all the laughter and fun we've been having, that's on a serious note. On a true hockey note, that's a really good point, Samuel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this team's above it, but this podcast, can be underneath that.
we're well below.
Yeah, this podcast isn't above much.
We take the low road to things.
We look at that low hanging fruit and we say, nah, we don't want low hanging fruit. We want the ground fruit. That's how low we go.
We're not take the high road type of fellas. We take the low road.
No. Yeah, exactly. We manage our expectations very well. We don't want to disappoint. Sorry, I'm looking for the button here.
You got all
There
that.
it is.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Well, I want to thank all those tuning in, dropping the podcast at midnight. Game Day Live and Devils After Dark after the game. A walkout, all that good stuff. I'm sure we're going to have
bowl.
Festivus
Rangers
Bowl.
Suck shirts for sale.
Yes.
$20 a piece.
Yep.
Come hang out and have breakfast with me tomorrow. Have some
Exactly.
beers at 9 a.m.
Exactly. So, and just sign up to joinourcrew.com. Till next time, let's go Devils.